Dinosaur World Mobile, a game where you play as dinosaurs, role-play with friends, or fight each other. Surely there's no mysterious history of this innocent dinosaur game, right? Today, we are doing deep dive into Dinosaur World Mobile history. Yes, it's going to be an iceberg video. We are starting from the tip of the iceberg, where common knowledge and topics that everyone knows as of nature, and as we go deeper, it goes to lesser known and interesting topics. PC version is the first ever version of Dinosaur World Mobile. It was called Dinosaur World, mainly because it wasn't heavily optimized for mobile in that time. This version uses brick models, more detailed compared to brick era of Dinosaur World Mobile. Dinosaur World would last over 3 years, before getting converted into the one we loved, Dinosaur World Mobile. Dinosaur World Mobile has a huge amount of glitches. You would encounter these pretty frequently. However, in the new menu update, most of the glitches are now patched. Remodel is a common type of updates for Dinosaur World Mobile. Remodels are basically remaking the creature's model into a better one. Despite its repetitiveness, it is still liked by many people. We are covering both of these topics since they're associated to each other. CB, a huge Roblox YouTuber known for his Roblox funny moments and experience. In his earliest days, he would find a perfect game he can record for his new video, and that's where he found Dinosaur World Mobile, unaware that he has created a cultural impact on Dinosaur World Mobile community. This was supposed to be an underwater layer of the iceberg, but after the boss fight update, it has been exposed to the whole community. Apparently there's 2 versions of Dracodontognatus. One is called Dracodontognatus, and the other one is called Insidious Dracodontognatus. These 2 creatures were a DevSaur, meaning Immortal can play as this and no one else can. And also they are originated in the PC version, and Insidious is a returning dinosaur, becoming as a boss. And this dude too. Dinosaur World Mobile has over 6 eras. These eras are Brick Era, Jelly Era, Clay Era, Fixed Era, Textures Era, and Inverse Kinematics physically based rendering. Role-playing is very popular for this game. The most common type of role-play is where a small dinosaur calls their bigger relative dinosaur Papa or Mama. This type of roleplay is also hated by many people because of how weird and cringe it is. KOS, or kill on sight, is an act of killing everything that is within your sight and is very hated along with role players. Game modes are a variety of games with a set of rules by which a game is played. These game modes are Ecosystem 1, Ecosystem 2, and Legacy Mode. Ecosystem Game Modes is a realism game that is aimed for more realistic gameplay. These 2 game modes have their own unique dinosaurs that aren't present in the free roam game mode. Legacy Mode. This game mode lets you play as old models and aimed for nostalgic trip for individuals who played Dinosaur World Mobile for a long time. These game modes are pretty much dead because of free roam overshadows them. As we all know, every time Dinosaur World Mobile gets batches of update, it would go on an hiatus period. The first hiatus was in Brick Era. Velociraptor would be the last brick dinosaur to be added on this era, and 3 months later it would get updates daily, then hiatus again. Grab is an ability where you hold any small dinosaurs by attacking. This is only exclusive for carnivores. This ability would slowly fade away in Jelly Era, because of the progressive remodels of carnivores, and Mesh didn't support that ability. However, it would make a return in Fixed Mesh Era. This time the duration of grabbing would last a split second, but then it is removed again in Textured Era. Grab ability would return for the second time. Gorgosaurus on Ecosystem 1 would have its own grab ability alongside with Sarcosuchus. Classes are a gameplay mechanic in DWM which define a creature's role, strengths, and weaknesses, etc. Here's a brief overview of each class. Scout. High speed but low attack and health, ideal for reconnaissance and avoiding fights. Attacker. Medium speed with strong attack and moderate health, specializes in dealing damage. Tank. High health and attack but very slow. Built for, as the name suggests, tanking hits. Now onto the mixtures. Pursuit. A hybrid of scout and attacker with great speed and moderate attack but low durability. Cruiser. Balanced across all stats with medium speed, attack, and health. Suited for adaptable play. Corvette. A mix of tank and scout with moderate durability and low speed but a decent attack. And lastly, we have Voyager, which is the newest addition to classes. Extremely high health but no offensive capabilities, meant for pure survival. There is only one creature assigned to this class in the whole game, which would be none other than Leedzicthis. Old map likely refers to the previous map before this one, which was the very first map of DWM. Just like the current map, it transformed over time. Until it was eventually replaced by the map we all know and love today, which, if you didn't know, is actually in the middle of being replaced itself. Immortal, we all know him. He is the source of all creation, the beloved founding father and owner of DWM. In my opinion, he is the greatest architect on Roblox too. I mean, look at these builds. Why the hell is he making dinosaurs? Also, fun fact, did you know Immortal was actually the guy who made the blue model in the thumbnail of that Creator Challenge event? Publicity. This role is for individuals who advertise Immortal's new games, just like how he did to Holocene Mobile. Half of these publicities are inactive on YouTube nowadays. They've probably quit. Wantawau is a notorious DWM exploiter, most active between 2021 and early 2022. He was one of the most disliked players in the entire community, and still remains so to this day. And for good reasons. At the height of his tyranny, Wantawau would go from server to server, deliberately sabotaging the game with his little exploits, and ruining the fun of the game for everyone. Some of his most radical methods included killing the entire server on repeat, or whenever he wanted to feel himself, he'd go around as an invincible dinosaur and kill people that way. There were times, though, where instead of going after everyone, he would target only specific individuals who ticked him off in some way. An example is when Wantawau was confronted multiple times by the legendary Alan Games, whom aggravated him so much, he used his power to kill Alan repeatedly until he left. The tide subsequently took a turn when Wantawau would also come to face with the owner of the game. Immortal himself, who started off trolling Wantawau, deleting his torso through owner command.
Say goodbye.
That was until Wantawau Loop killed Immortal 10 times, which made Immortal say, "Pack it up, Wantawau," and banned him. That wasn't the end of it, though, as banning him did nothing to curb his rampage. It only made him even angrier. Wantawau would come back on an alt and loop kill Immortal all over again. Before Immortal was able to put a stop to it, patching the loop kill script for good. Wantawau would continue to be spotted on a handful of occasions afterward, though. He could no longer loop kill the entire server like he used to. As of 2024, none of his accounts have been citing in Dinosaur World Mobile, suggesting that he has likely moved on from the game. This glitch was undoubtedly one of the most game-breaking glitches. This glitch was incredibly easy to pull off. All you needed was a computer and an auto-clicker. And let's not forget that you need a game pass. Any game pass except for these research passes. Well, if you have these requirements, all you gotta do is to hover your cursor at your selected dinosaur, then activate the auto-clicker. And that's how you create a nuclear weapon for Dinosaur World Mobile. Here's a video example of one-shot glitch being used on Baryonyx. Yeah, that's why it's called one-shot glitch. One-shot glitch would fortunately be patched on April 6, 2024, all thanks to me. Real price refers to the original prices of the game passes, which are higher. Thanks to Rolamons, we can track the dates when these game passes were changed. Let's use Sarcosuchus as an example. Sarcosuchus's original price was $1,200. 1 year later, it would get changed to $900 in July 7, 2022. Then 1 month later, it is now $600, the current price today. It is still unknown why these prices were decreased, probably to remove the reputation of Dinosaur World Mobile being a cash grab game. SC doesn't mean that much. It only means scale comparison. Scale comparison was an area only available at the very first map. This area was used to determine dinosaur sizes and length. You can even see the dinosaur's weight too if you step in this pad. This area contains a house structure, possibly used to compare taller dinosaurs like sauropods. There's also a dining area for both herbivores and carnivores, making it the best hangout spot ever in DWM. Also, Immortal was about to put a fighter jet in scale comparison but was held back because of the copyright issues. After 3 years, scale comparison returned only available at Development Server 3. Hatzegopteryx's head used to be wider like how the real one should look like, but it is changed to crest for stupid reason.
What a boring day. Wait. What the hell is this? Looks like I'm banning someone today because this is completely inappropriate.
There we go. I added a new pterosaur.
Username, the Immortal. You have some explaining to do.
What is it, and why did you broke my door?
Well, you added an inappropriate item, which is the bird you made or whatever this disgusting thing is.
Oh, that pterosaur I added recently. Wait, how are you seeing this as an inappropriate item? Are you high?
Who are you calling high? You are weird for adding this to your game filled with drooling toddlers. And you think you're going away with this?
Yes, because there's nothing wrong with and you're delusional. Get the hell out of my house and paint.
I don't care about your door. I'll even destroy your house too. Now, change that thing's head, and I'll spare you and your house.
Okay, fine, but can you fix my door?
Laughing out loud, no.
Carcharodontosaurus was actually added at the very beginning of the game as a final dinosaur for carnivores. Carcharodontosaurus had 2 brick models. This brick version uses the same style too as the first version of Herrerasaurus. It is the second version of Carcharodontosaurus, more optimized than the first one, and it was able to grab 2. Then we have the first version. It uses the Dinosaur World model style, which it has more parts than the second version. Despite of these 2 having an existing model, they were never added to the game. Blue herd refers to a herd of blue-colored ceratopsians and used to be abundant in early 2021. These infamous herds were known to kill any carnivores they see, even herbivores too. They were thriving for almost a year, giving horrors to the carnivores and getting hated by the community until the blue herd started to appear its cracks, because as we all know, you can no longer change the texture's color from customization. Well, never mind. The old models were put at the group category, which isn't the end of it. But then, The old ceratopsian models got completely removed after the menu update with no apparent reason, ending the blue herd for good. Allosaurus has a spin-off model, which is the bipedal Allosaurus. It represents as the first reconstruction of Allosaurus in the 1900s and was thought to be a bipedal dinosaur. This Allosaurus isn't intended to be added in Dinosaur World Mobile, but it's for Immortals, another game called This game is a mobile version of Roblox History Museum Lite. The museum uses Dinosaur World Mobile and Holocene Mobile models as their only purpose as a display. There's even the Megalodon displayed here, which it's just a reskinned Cretoxorina. You can find the 1900s Allosaurus at the Dinosaurs exhibit near Diplodocus display. As of 2024, you can no longer visit the 1900s Allosaurus and the museum because it is currently closed for unknown reason. Christmas tree is an exclusive structure that is only available in Christmas Eve. The first Christmas tree was the Stegosaurus update. The tree was located at the Old Forest in the old map. The second Christmas tree was added in 2021, and it is the best one so far. This one had snow on the ground, presents circling around the tree, and a snowman. There would also be a minute-long music playing on loop. Oh yeah, there's two of them too. Other tree was located at the south coast. And now for the last tree. Well, we already know what this is by now since it's already December. This Christmas tree is the tallest of them all, even towering the largest and tallest dinosaur in the game, Argentinosaurus. The Christmas tree has a Zhucheng Tyrannus remodel display that is coming out at the day of Christmas. When the December 24th hits, the Christmas tree located at the coast was removed and now relocated to the Fern Prairie. Laser Research is a game pass that can boost up your research timer. Laser Research isn't technically a game pass, but there's a little secret to get it.
Alright, it's time to research a T-Rex. Let me just do this real quick.
Tenjo Tenge, Yui独尊。順天と反転。それぞれの無限を衝突させることで生成される仮想の質量を押し出す。挙式、紫。
Yeah, I got it in 1 minute.
Acrocanthosaurus version 1 was a nightmare fuel when it was released. It was very overpowered. Having almost the same damage to Mapusaurus and a shorter cooldown, it can even grab Zhucheng Tyrannus too. Get out! People would abuse its power, conquering all servers and maps, where no one except Acrocanthosaurus players live. It received many backlashes about how strong it is. Many were begging to nerf it to the ground.
What's with these people begging me to nerf Acro? It's completely balanced. Okay, fine. You'll nerf Acro, but you have to fix my door first. Ain't no way. Alright, I guess it's time to nerf Acro and buff Zhucheng, and add more game passes just so I can fix my door.
And then, as promised, Zhucheng Tyrannus got buffed and nerfed Acrocanthosaurus to the ground. After this change, Acrocanthosaurus Massacre would slowly decline as many players use Zhucheng Tyrannus or any stronger dinosaurs to counter against it. Lucas, better known as SuperLucas0609, is among the earliest DWM content creators. He was one of the most prominent yet polarizing figures in the entire community. And why, you might ask? Well, a very long time ago, All the way back in 2020 and early 2021, this guy was involved in all kinds of drama. He would get into clashes with the only other big names at the time, such as Alan and the guy who we just covered earlier, Mega. Anyways, Lucas would leave his mark on rivals, as well as the community, through various actions, including using or having the intention to use exploits on DWM. Spamming Mega's comment section, though it is not exactly known why. Frequently showing a lack of respect to people who helped him with his videos, and coming across as dictatorial. Stealing thumbnails from other YouTubers. Creating fake giveaways allegedly. Sending his fans to attack other YouTubers, also allegedly. Threatening Vidacoum, Mega's friend, after he released an exposing video, though Vidacoum, being a Chad, continued to publish 2 more exposing videos in spite of the threat. Lucas would also threaten the friends of Vidacoum in the comment section of his second exposing video. Don't hate on Lucas, though, as this was nearly 5 years ago. He was most likely very young at the time and has since changed. The exposing videos are still public on YouTube. Links will be in the description. Dinosaur World Mobile used to have a Discord server, well, not solely for Dinosaur World Mobile, but all of the Immortals games. This server had no general channels whatsoever, so it was lacking any communication, which I can easily understand why. There's pretty nothing much going on to its history other than teasers for the games. However, in 2022, Immortal nuked the server by deleting all of the teasers in every channel. It is still not known why it happened. And 4 months later, the server was deleted with yet another unknown reason. Yes, Dinosaur World Mobile had a merchandise in 2021 and were sold in Amazon for $19. I would buy these shirts if I want to get bullied in school. Alongside with Holocene Mobile, it would also get merchandises. These shirts would go off sale after a few months or a year, probably sold out, which I highly doubt, LOL. Pounce trolls. These players were bug abusers, known to take advantage of a now-patched bug, which was tied to the Velociraptor's pounce mechanic. Basically, what they would do is sneak up on larger dinosaurs and pounce on them, and it would sink them into the ground after being pounced on, rendering them immobile while the Velociraptor remained unscathed. As of 2024, I'm confident that this bug is patched, but if not, feel free to correct me in the comment section. Polar was an area in the first map, since the new map has, at the time of editing this, already become the previous map. So I guess we'll refer to the maps by first, second, and third being the current map. Oh, right. Back to the main topic. Polar. It was popular for being the only snow-covered area/region to have ever existed in the game's history. When the first map was replaced by the second map, the snowy landscape known as Polar was sadly left behind along with the first map. The Peace Zone was a no PvP area in the first map. You could teleport to this place in the map selection screen, and there would auto-generating meat for carnivores, as well as plants for herbivores. Players would often go there not by choice, as whenever some were glitched out of the map by raptors, they would be teleported to the Peace Zone. most well-known creepypasta of all time, Cave Dweller. And no, I'm not talking about these two, since Immortal technically didn't come up with this creepypasta himself. The original creators of this creepypasta are Scyther and Alan Games. First, let's discuss how Scyther came up with the Cave Dweller creepypasta. So we'll talk about Alan later. Scyther came up with the idea of wanting to spread a rumor to scare people. He would tell this idea to Alan and ask for a help to make a concept out of it. And that is how the Cave Dweller was formed. Scyther would then post 3 videos of Cave Dweller. The one that stands out the most is the video named Guys. The video shows Scyther as a Lithranax entering the cave location at the old map where Cave Dweller lives. If you look at the left, you can see what looks like a pitch-black theropod standing still. Then he quickly ran away and respawned. Also notice how he checks the player list to see if he isn't alone, but he is, which led to many people believe it's real. However, one person observed enough and commented this,
I mean, the other person could have left.
well,
You got me.
so yeah, turns out the Cave Dweller was just a player, and it is Alan. However, this didn't stop the rumor from spreading around the community, as many YouTubers started to make a video about it. With the Cave Dweller becoming a trend in Dinosaur World Mobile, visiting the cave biome became feared by many players. And some are trolling players by disguising as a cave dweller, scaring off to anyone who enters the cave. The Cave Dweller became a widespread creepypasta, drawing Immortal's attention to the point where it reminded him of a certain Dinosaur he created. He then shared these 2 images in a community post, suggesting its eventual return. And that is how the boss fight was added. If it weren't for these 2, it would most likely not happen. There was an exploit where you can make any non-textured dinosaur have rainbow skin. This exploit could have been the one that WannaWow uses because it can fly, teleport, and become immortal. The exploit can also give any player an infinite amount of health too. The exploit would most likely be gone and completely patched from Roblox. AET, or Acrocanthosaurus Extermination Team, was a group created by Alan Games with the sole purpose of hunting down and killing any Acrocanthosaurus. There's nothing much going on for this group, but it served justice for players. The group was disbanded around after the Acrocanthosaurus got a huge nerf. Dragon or Wyvern was Immortal's another Dinosaur, but was also playable in the deleted game called Mythical World 2. It had infinite amount of health, and can one-shot everything it got caught to its fire. Oh yeah, that's right, it can breathe fire as an attack. The dragon was most likely inspired to another Dinosaur from Dinosaur World, Dragon. There were few instances of exploiters using infinite yield to gain access to play as Dragon, though they were very rare. There was a scrapped model for Coelophysis. Okay, I didn't make this one up, this dude did. So let's just refer this one as a scrapped Dromaeosaurid. Anyways, Immortal showed this model when he was streaming on Discord, and it seemed to look like a new raptor or a remodel. However, it was confirmed to be a scrapped model, but didn't state it on what kind of raptor is it. Bush, a food for herbivores to eat. If you are wondering why I put this thing here, well, weirdly enough, you can play as it. It is unknown why Immortal added a humanoid for the Bush model, probably to hide away from fans. The only way to play as a Bush is probably through utilizing infinite yield again, but I'm certain that the Bush was most likely removed from the files. Red Red Mapusaurus, or also called the Unknown Mapusaurus, is a modified Mapusaurus version 6, and it is a DWM. It was added in July 19, 2021. The Unknown Mapusaurus is heavily based on the Cave Dweller. This DWM was used for Immortal's video called Unknown Mapusaurus Sighted in the Cave. Sadly, due to Immortal deleting his channel, it is no longer available on YouTube. But this didn't stop me from finding the video. After searching for a while, I finally found it. Technically, this isn't the video, but we get the perspective of the Unknown Mapusaurus and a close-up view. The Unknown Mapusaurus died really quick after fighting a pack of Dakota raptors. From what we've just seen, the red Mapu was Alan, acting as a cave dweller, and we can see Immortal as a Dakota raptor running away from the crowd while recording the footage. That's basically what happened to the Unknown Mapusaurus sighting in the cave video. Just pure chaos from the AGZ members. The Unknown Mapusaurus face pattern looks very similar to Insidious dragon-toothed jaw. It can also turn into invisible, change its appearance to this or whatever the hell this thing is. The cave biome from the first map had various cave noises, and they were implemented around when the cave dweller went popular. I don't have all of these sounds captured, but I only found one of them. Thanks to the rats, he made a YouTube video regarding to the cave noises and captured one of them. That's one of the noises that would play inside the cave, and the majority of you may recognize it. Yes, it is the old Carnotaurus friendly sound, but slightly low-pitched. These cave noises were also tied to the cave dweller rumor, and Immortal added them just to scare players exploring the cave. As we all know that the Mad Soya made its return on Dinosaur World Mobile, but did you know it was supposed to be added at around 2020 or 2021? Immortal posted this snake model, stating that it is an anaconda model. This turned out to be fake really quick because after he posted that, it was actually the Mad Soya model, and it was an experimental. This part confuses me the most because he said that it was for Dinosaur World, the PC version. If this really is for Dinosaur World, then why does it have the mesh deformation look? Because I know for a fact that the mesh deformation weren't supported on Roblox in 2018 and 2019. So, I can't really make any confirmations if this was for the mobile version or the PC version. Friend was a group rank of Dinosaur World Mobile Group, placed between supporters and publicity. This rank was given to individuals who are friends with Immortal. It works basically like the publicity, gives you early access to Immortal stuffs, and a name tag. The friend rank was removed at an unknown date and reason. Possibly it served no purpose for the game.
Say, bro, why you ain't accept my friend request, bro? So you don't want to be my friend?
This will be the most controversial part of this video and a complicated one, so bear with me. So let's start this off with a person named RB Papai, a fairly famous Portuguese YouTuber who makes Roblox Kaiju Universe and Dinosaur World mobile videos, amassed over 400,000 subscribers. One day he would post a video theorizing Gallimimus to Dinosaur World Mobile. I can't find the video since it has been deleted from YouTube, so I'll highlight the controversial part. In the very first part of the video, you can see the actual face of Immortals with questionable edits. I can show this publicly since it could get him mad, so I'll describe it with his Roblox avatar. This part of the video made Immortal really upset and would quickly comment politely telling RB Papai to remove it. RB Papai immediately does what Immortal says, preventing it from escalating. Anyhow, it couldn't be prevented. Alan, who was very loyal to Immortal at that time, heard about all of this and grew his hatred toward other Portuguese YouTubers. In his Discord server, he would say negative things behind their backs, specifically about DDPlays and Mapujoga, two famous Portuguese YouTubers. Other English YouTubers who were in Alan's Discord would also join the charade, forming a kind of racism against the Portuguese community. As things went on, there was a guy in Alan's Discord server named Zhao, a partner of DDPlays, began ratting out Alan by screenshotting negative messages and sending them to the DDPlays Discord server. Then, a fierce battle erupted between the Portuguese and English communities. DDPlays, on the other hand, would post a video about quitting making content for Dinosaur World Mobile. This ended up catching Immortal's attention and tried finding answers in Alan's Discord server. Then Abraham replied with this answer. Immortal, after hearing about this, tried to stop the drama between the community, but somehow got caught in the crossfire and became involved in the drama. There was clearly a misunderstanding with the Portuguese community. Immortal just wanted to end it for good. He'd come up with a plan to clear things up, telling Alan to get DDPlays and his fans to understand that Immortal isn't involved and put an end to the drama. Soon enough, it all came to an end. So what happened after that? For Immortal, the drama took a toll on his mental health and gave him constant headaches. And stepping away from Alan's Discord server, putting space between himself and the community to focus on his recovery. Given that this drama happened 3 years ago, it's clear he's long since moved on. I've already covered this in my Holocene mobile video, but in case you missed it, let's dive into it anyway. The April Fool's update was a crossover event between Dinosaur World Mobile and Holocene Mobile, aptly named for its release on the first day of April. The event was held in Dinosaur World Mobile, as it was primarily designed to promote Holocene Mobile. The update for Dinosaur World Mobile introduced two temporary creatures from Holocene Mobile, the golden eagle and the black-tipped reef shark. It was a highly chaotic event, primarily due to the golden eagle wreaking havoc across both the land and sky of Dinosaur World Mobile. It was a brief event, concluding on the same day it began. This topic refers to the older version of the Parasaurolophus. And no, I'm not talking about this version of Parasaurolophus, the purplish one. This is the particular version to which I am referring. And the primary differences between them lie in their head structures and skin color. It is arguably the most overlooked version of Parasaurolophus, if not one of the most forgotten thing in Dinosaur World Mobile. To the point where even the wiki fails to include this particular version of Parasaurolophus. Hopefully it will get added after this video. As we all know, Rhamphorhynchus remains largely unchanged as a brick-like model, sadly left behind, while nearly all other pterosaurs have received remakes. However, did you know that there was an abandoned mesh deformation model specifically designed for Rhamphorhynchus? If not, then there it is. If I had to guess, this remodel was likely intended to be added during the early stages of mesh deformation, but was ultimately scrapped due to the poor topology. Giganotosaurus, which is exclusive to the Ecosystem 2 game mode, was unexpectedly added to free roam when Carcharodontosaurus version 4 was released. In the bottom right corner of the Carnivores 2 section, you can see the Giganotosaurus, which is labeled Creator Only, meaning that only Immortal can play as it. It was subsequently removed from free roam in a short period of time, shortly after this update. Surprisingly, it is still in the free roam's files and can be accessed by using infinite yield. The likely reason for this is that Immortal either forgot to move the Giganotosaurus to server storage or forgot to delete it from the file completely. PNG Cryo was a playable character, and its appearance was merely a square featuring the outdated Cryolophosaurus model. Oh, and in case you're not aware, there was a previous Cryolophosaurus model. Anyways, the PNG Cryo was essentially Immortal's another Dinosaur, created to tease the upcoming Cryolophosaurus update for 2021 Christmas. Villager, it was one of the first Dinosaur to be added in Dinosaur World Mobile. Just like the dragon, both creatures are from Mythical World 2. The Villager was the first character ever to feature a unique morph action, an ability that allows it to alter its appearance. It was situated in the Game Pass section, where players at the time often performed the earliest glitch known as the motorcycle glitch. The Villager would soon be replaced during the Brick era by the dragon we just discussed earlier. The Wayback Machine is a website where you can view archived pages from any platform. Dinosaur World Mobile's first snapshot dates back to December 30th, 2020, the year when Dinosaur World Mobile was born. You can view the old thumbnails and badges of the page, even the deleted game called Mythical World 2. Sadly, you can't play it since it's virtually impossible, and Roblox can't hand over their launcher to the Wayback Machine like that. Babies were Immortal's showcase models, featuring a baby Parasaurolophus and a baby sauropod. This image was shared in Immortal's community post on July 19, 2021, with no context given as to whether they were linked to an upcoming update for Dinosaur World Mobile. After digging for a while, it has been confirmed that this isn't for the upcoming update. Instead, it's for a different game. Based on the context of this text, I assume the game is called Dinosaur World Engineering. Below the text, it says Prehistoric Sales, but I have no idea what any of this means. Ramphorhynchus is also included to this list. Dinosaur World Testing, or Place 1, is the very first testing server of Dinosaur World Mobile. It was created well before Dinosaur World Mobile, with a 1-month gap. Around July 27, 2021, Immortal hosted an event in Alan's server where the game was temporarily open to the public. Inside the game, it featured the old version of Dinosaur World Mobile, making it a nostalgic event for participants. We also got to finally see the very first version of Carcharodontosaurus, as shown in this video, and the Villager. Not many people are aware of this event. As I mentioned, it was hosted on Alan's server. The Zone was a temporary update introduced in Dinosaur World Mobile. This update is very likely from 2020, as the old map selection strongly suggests it was part of that year's content. This update introduces 3 distinct zones, each with its own unique set of rules. The Peace Zone restricts player attacks, creating a safe environment, while the Combat Zone allows for unrestricted player combat. The Free Zone, on the other hand, is a placeholder. It was an obscure update, quickly removed without much explanation, and I have no knowledge about it either. Someone was able to steal several models from Dinosaur World Mobile, majority of assets from the texture era. The models were published in Developer Marketplace on July 25, 2021, and the primary culprit behind the leak is DWM Models leak. As of now, the models can be freely used in Roblox Studio, allowing you to animate them or modify them in any way you choose. If you want to use them, the links will be in the description. The frozen Herrerasaurus is an Easter egg from a different game called Spring Rocks, and it wasn't entirely created by Immortal. The Easter egg is still present in the game. If you're looking to find it, here's the location. Be aware that the map is quite large, so you might experience some lag while exploring. And that's where you can find the Easter egg. It's pretty bizarre to see one of DWM's dinosaurs making an appearance in a completely different game. Dinosaur World Mobile Court is a relatively obscure game, created by a user known as Sam Hildebrand, and was created on November 1st, 2018. What's particularly intriguing is that it was created just a month after the release of Dinosaur World/Mobile. Currently, Dinosaur World Mobile Court remains private, so we have no idea what's in it. However, on October 12th, 2021, the game was briefly accessible, but entering was only possible through a hidden threshold. This is a possible method of entry, as outlined by Alan, who managed to enter the game. I asked him what was inside the game, and he replied with the following. So, in the end, we never got to hear or see what was really inside. What about the other individuals who were able to enter the game? Initially, merely 5 people were able to enter the game. This screenshot, captured by Alan, shows 3 players actively playing in the game. Unfortunately, the usernames are not visible, so we're unable to contact them and ask about their experiences. At present, Dinosaur World Mobile Court remains an elusive enigma, yet to be thoroughly explored. If this truly is a mysterious topic, what about the individuals responsible for its creation? The Hildebrands consist of 3 individuals, Sam, Allie, and Jake. They are part of the Roblox myths, as evidenced by Jake Hildebrand, who is a member of the Robloxian Myth Hunters group. Additionally, the game description of Sam Hildebrand's game, titled Falls. Speaking of Sam Hildebrand, let's begin by focusing on him. As the creator of both Dinosaur World Mobile Court and Falls, we can gain a deeper insight into Sam Hildebrand through the description of the latter game. I'm not sure what the meaning behind this is, but it's best not to make any judgments. Furthermore, Sam is the founder of a group called Mortem Pugiles, which currently has only 2 members. Mortem Pugiles, derived from Latin, translates to death fighters. Death fighters could imply individuals who battle against death itself, which becomes even more fitting considering the angelic themes associated with Sam Hildebrand. Let's shift back to discussing the group. By using a specific Roblox extension, we can view the creation date, which reveals that the group was established 11 years ago. This became the most perplexing part, as Sam Hildebrand's Roblox account was created in 2018, not 2014. The only possible explanation for this is that Roblox has a feature that you can claim ownership of a group when it doesn't have an owner. Sam was incredibly lucky to come across an unowned group, as it's extremely rare to find even a single one. That's all I could uncover about Sam Hildebrand, and as for the other two, there is still little to no information about them. However, there is one interesting thing I discovered about Jake Hildebrand. Within his followers list, there is one user who may be connected to the Hildebrands, and that is Kiwi Sentinel. This Roblox account was created on the same date as Jake Hildebrand's, but still, there is also no information about Kiwi Sentinel. That's all I can cover regarding the Hildebrand, though I'm certain there's much more to uncover about them. That concludes the rock bottom layer and the entire Dinosaur World mobile iceberg. Now let's resurface onto the final wrap-up. If you've made it this far, thank you for your dedication and for sticking in until the end. This video took me over 2 months to complete this project. A huge thanks to the Allen's Discord server, where I gathered most of the sources for this. Without them, this video would have been much shorter.